Hey everybody, Yankee here. If you follow my channel, you may be aware that I recently purchased an FN57. Now this is the new Mark III FN57, which means it is cut for a red dot as well as being just a little different looking. Now I had the original one, which I actually kind of like the looks of better, but it's not cut for a red dot. And since that gun is like new, I'm actually going to be giving that away. If you're someone who wants to support TYMP, go on over and join up to my Subscribe Star account. Once I get to 100 subs, we're at 55 now. Once we get to 100, we're going to give away that FN to one of the Subscribe Star supporters. And since the average over there is about $7 and something per person, that means at most there'll probably be about 150 entries total. So if you go over and donate $5, you got one chance in 150. If you go over and donate 20, well, then you'll have 4 chances in probably 150 if the average stays the same. So if you want to be registered for that and you'd like to support TYMP, go on over to my Subscribe Star. There's a link in the upper corner of this video. But my video today is going to be about putting an RMR on this. Or not an RMR, but a red dot. I always call them RMRs, kind of like how people call tissues Kleenex. It's just kind of a term that is associated so strongly with them. But I'm going to be taking the plate off here and putting on the red dot that I just bought. Now, I went out looking at multiple different red dots. Originally, I wanted to look at the one, I think it was the RSO or something like that. It's the one from Trijicon that has the tube and the aluminum housing. It's very sturdy. But to be honest, I didn't like it. Not because of the way it looked or anything like that. I loved the way it looked. The window was so big. And I had that problem with some other ones too, that the window was so big, which you would think would be a good thing, and I'm sure it is for most people. But for me, with that large sight window, I had a harder time finding and keeping my actual dot. You know, I couldn't see it. So I actually went with one with a smaller window, and since I like being able to change the little reticle or whatever it's called at the end there, I ended up going with a Holosun. So I'll be putting this Holosun on there. I forget what model this is. It's the 508T-GR green. I actually got it in a green because I pick up the green so much better. I think most people do, but I think red is the most common. And I think people like the red because it doesn't mess with your night vision as much if you're in the dark. But the green, especially for daytime shooting, it just picks up so much easier for me. And I don't go out much at night, so I went with the green. Also, one other thing, I did get myself a holster to go with it that actually takes an RMR. I didn't really want to get this holster at first, but it was recommended to me from some viewers in my live chat. This is the 1791 holster. And the reason I didn't want to get it, it's not because it's 1791. I think they're the best off-the-shelf holster you can get right now. It's that it was more of a generic holster. It was for like 10 different guns it fits. But after getting it, it fits the FN57 perfectly, just like people said it would. Holds it very securely, fits it very snugly. Just a really great fit for it. So it turned out to be a really nice holster. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad people recommended it to me after I was a little reluctant to get it. All right, now the first thing we have to do to install the red dot is to go into the manual here and look at the optics mounting system. That's on page 39 and 40. And then let's go to it. And hopefully I'll be able to read it, and see which plate we need for the sight I have. Now, it's not listed on here. They've got Vortex listed, Burris listed, Trijicon, but I think it uses the same mounting as the Trijicon sights, has the same footprint, etc. So we will need the 501 plate and the 501 screws. Now, it does come with all the little plates and screws here that are numbered, so I just have to pull out the one here that I need and put it on. Now, this is where I would normally go scrambling looking for one of my screwdrivers that would actually fit it, but luckily they give you a little Allen wrench right here that you can take the plate off and install the red dot with. William's in there snug, which I guess they need to be or they will come out. Now, one thing I will say while I'm taking these off is I did go down to the range. I actually went out to the distance range the other day. And I actually sighted this in at about 50 yards. So I'm just going to set the red dot onto the sights. Just align it with the sights that are on it. And that should have it right where I want it, because I want this gun for shooting at a little bit more of a distance, not close up self-defense ranges. Okay, now that I got that off there, let's get out plate 501 and see if we can figure out how it goes on. I guess it goes like that. Now let's get our Holosun unpacked. Let's see if this just sits down on here. Nope, it does not. So let's try one of the other plates. In this one, it does not seat in that one. So I'm thinking it's going to be plate number 1 here that it uses. So let's try plate number 1. I thought it used the same one as the RMR, but it apparently uses number 1 because that seems to fit. So all we'll do now is put that on there, and I think all we got to do is put in these 2 screws, if I'm not mistaken. I will put some Loctite in a little bit. I don't have to do that on camera. I think you all can figure out how to put Loctite on. I'm not going to over tighten it right now because I'm going to be taking it off and putting the Loctite on it. What did I fucking do with the screw? There it is. I think I need to loosen the other side just a little before I tighten the other side down. It's one of the things I always forget. You should never tighten one side fully before you've got them both started. And that appears like it's on there. So I think that's all there is to it, actually. Now I'll just have to take it out to the range and sight it in. Actually, I don't have to do that. Like I said, I already sighted these sights at 50 yards. And since I want to co-witness, I want them set at the same thing. So all I got to do is go out and stand in my garage, point my sights at something, and then make sure my red dot lines up on it, especially at like 50 yards away. I don't have to fire a shot, and it should be properly aligned. So that's what I'm going to go do now. I'm going to go be in my front yard there. And did I put the battery in this thing? I didn't put the battery in it, did I? Is the battery already in it? Or does this one take a battery since it's solar? I don't know. Let's see. I'll take a pause here while I read the actual manual for a change. Let's try that. I guess the battery's already installed. And it goes in a little side panel. Aha, right there is where it goes in, and it appears like it's already installed. So how do you turn this bitch on? Up there, it's on. And it's actually right now aligned right with my front and back sights. I might not have to change much at all. But like I said, this one is the one with the green reticle on it there. I really like it. So I'll give you all an update later on how it shoots and how I like this sight. But I've had another Holosun before and I liked it. So I can't imagine I won't like this one. I wish it sat a little longer so it actually filled the plate. But that's a small problem, I guess. Doesn't seem like that'll be a big issue. So there you have it. There's my new red dot on, actually it's a green dot on my new FN57. Remember, if you want that old one, go ahead and sign up on Subscribestar. But I'll give you an update later on how the new one works out. Hey everybody, please don't forget that we are still doing TYMP, the Yankee Marshall Pistol Project. If you feel that you could benefit from it, go over to that same link up in the corner, TYMPPistolProject.com, and register. If you have no need to benefit from TYMP, but you would like to support it, go on over and buy any general merchandise that is not Toy Guns for Tots merchandise, and all those proceeds will go to fund TYMP. There are new designs over there all the time. I try to add at least one design every week so people have choices. So go on over, pick up some merch, and support the Yankee Marshall Posse Pistol Project.